meteorologist Chase Jones.
Well, during the break, I was talking to Haley. Early voting ends tomorrow because the election starts on Tuesday. Now, we're looking at some of those kickoff conditions as well as those trick-or-treat conditions and watching some of this cloud cover push out of the way for now. Now, the atmosphere definitely on the recharge. Take a good look at these temperatures over the last 24 hours, all the way down into those mid-50s. Then we made only a 20-degree run up into those mid-70s. Now, we're cooling off already, and by tomorrow, we're going to start to see the return of much of that anticipated rain across the entire Concho Valley. 74 in San Angelo. Everybody else in a healthy combination of upper 70s, lower 80s across the entire area. Look at Sterling City, 72 degrees. Look all the way down to Junction, 79. 81 in Sonora has been the hot spot, and keep your eye on this area as we get to the futurecast because the severe weather is looking pretty strong across the entire region. Now, it's looking beautiful for trick-or-treating, and of course, tomorrow is going to be a new moon, so it will be darker than usual. Of course, we're looking at the dew points and the humidity across the entire region. You can see where the dry air is and sort of how that correlates to the drought monitor. Now, we haven't seen any rain, but definitely a lot of cloud cover. That's how dry it is here in the Concho Valley. Even though that moisture is making its way in, it's just not strong enough to see a lot of that rain shower activity. For now, take a good look at the upper level pattern. We're going to see waves make their way through. By this weekend, here comes that severe weather. Right behind it, another system that will drop us down into the 70s. And right behind that, another system that will push us all the way down into those lower 60s. Now, when we take a look at the water vapor imagery across the entire United States, you can sort of see where that cold front is pushing across the entire area right now, more around the Mississippi River Valley. Behind that, more cold air. That's the wave we have our eye on after we see this post-frontal action here in the Concho Valley. When we look at the moisture tracker, we're still watching the resurgence of all that southerly flow back into the area by the weekend, looking pretty severe as it starts to form up. Now, you see the atmosphere recharging, and there's our cold front over the Rocky Mountains. It's going to drop a lot of rain. When we look at the severe weather outlook, really just targeting areas along the Gulf Coast and spanning all the way up into Kentucky and parts of Idaho. But when we take you down to the surface, you can already see where they're seeing about a foot of snow from the next system after about 8 inches from this system. Now, we see those post-frontal conditions right now, but they're set to change here in only a couple hours. Now, I'll take you into tonight as we look at those beautiful trick-or-treat conditions. Of course, this is going to be kickoff in only a couple more hours, and we'll see some of that light cloud cover push out of the way. But from the south by tomorrow, seeing some spotty rain shower activity. Then this is kickoff tomorrow. Pick your town and let me know what you're going to see. Some light thunderstorm activity, including here in San Angelo. Now, it makes its way out of the area, but keep your eye to the northwest. You'll see that spotty rain shower activity from the south. Now, watch Sterling City, and we were talking about Sonora. Keep your eye on it. Watch how fast these storms will push through. There's our cell we have our eye on, as well as Sterling City and San Angelo. Most of it will hold toward the north, but you see that storm rip through the area to the southeast. That's the one we have our eye on. Now, Stephen will get a closer look at some of this, but tonight, all the way down into those upper 50s. It will be darker than usual, so make sure you're being safe, but also capitalize on that candy collection. Then tomorrow, pretty warm day, but we're on the lookout for some of that thunderstorm activity. So make sure you take an extra layer, then get back here for Inside the Game, because Griff's going to have all those beautiful highlights as we make our way into that first weekend of November. We're going to lose an hour while we hold on to the rain shower activity. By Sunday, we're down into those upper 70s. As we begin that week, we're going to drop 10 more degrees down into those 60s. And by Thursday next week, we're holding on to the rain. Here comes our next cold front as we get all the way down into those lower 60s, while those overnight lows are way down there in those lower 40s. Stay tuned on board for the break. You're watching KSAN News at 5.